So, already talked about Road to the Rhine. We have Grant Takes Command. So I bought this game. This is Volume 7 in the Great Campaigns of the American Civil War series. I bought this game several years ago for no other reason than it was getting so much positive attention, so much positive commentary on BGG, and I thought I should probably get a hold of it before it becomes hard to find. Um, now I know a bit more about the system and the significance of this game series. So definitely glad I picked this up when I had a chance. So this is Grant's Overland campaign to Richmond, May-June 1864. So when I was earlier in my gaming experience, I was interested in the smaller, the smaller, more dramatic campaigns like Stonewall Jackson in the Shenandoah Valley. But definitely as I read more about the military history, U.S. Civil War military history, my attention over the years has definitely shifted more to the larger and more complicated and more strategically important campaigns like Vicksburg, the Wilderness Campaign, the Atlanta Campaign. So definitely interested in this topic, the Overland Campaign. So we got a standard basic game rules booklet. What is this? 24 pages. And then the Grant Takes Command game specific rule. Nice 64 pages. This is a nice hefty game booklet. Yeah, introduction. Jumps right into the scenarios. So how many scenarios are there? It's like basic game scenarios 8. Advanced game scenarios 2, and then grand campaign scenarios 2. So 12 altogether, looks like. Basic game scenarios: Battle of the Wilderness. That should be interesting. Grant crosses the Rapidan. Race for Spotsylvania. Bloody Spotsylvania. Sheridan rides south. Strike them a blow. Bethesda Church. Trevilian Station. Interesting. So Bloody Spotsylvania. Race for Spotsylvania. So to just grab one scenario. Yeah, let's go Race for Spotsylvania. We have a little introductory note, historical background, yeah, map. Okay, use only the north map. Maps. Maps. Okay. 2 maps. Looks like 2 maps. And obviously these maps are so nice. Look, hand painted. These maps alone, you know, could draw me into this series. But actually, the real reason I'm drawn into this series is the extensive player communities around dedicated to this system. So not difficult to find players, not difficult to find players who understand the system. Okay, Fredericksburg, just beautiful maps. Got Fredericksburg there. So go due west, Salem Church, Tabernacle Church, yeah, Catherine Furnace, Piney Branch Church, Todd's Tavern, Hazel Grove, Wilderness Church, Chancellorsville. There we go. So Fredericksburg to Chancellorsville. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 hexes between Chancellorsville and Fredericksburg, just to give an idea. There's the Rappahannock River. Just beautiful maps. So you got your Race for Spotsylvania, Scenario 3 map. Use only the north map. Game length 1 turn. Special rules, random events, no random events. First and second initiatives, movement restrictions, hex control, victory conditions, control of locations, +3 VP for each point of Confederate manpower value lost in combat, retreat, or cavalry retreat, but not in extended march, forced march, or moving from one enemy ZOC to another. -2 VP for each point of Union manpower value lost in combat. Okay, so combination of casualties and terrain control. Confederate setup, Union setup. Yeah, so what really drew me into this, what has drawn me into this series, is the fact that this series is so widely played, and still going. So it's a live series still. Yeah, that's really pretty. That's the 12th scenario. If it takes all summer, 12th scenario. The game is History by Ed Beach. Background. Designer's notes. Game design and development, Ed Beach. Series game design, Joseph Balkowski. Additional research and map painting, Rick Barber. Graphic design, Kurt Schilling and Brian Yaus. Cover art. Playtesters. Just really nice game. It comes, so it has the 2 full-size maps, and then it has this off-theater display. Off-theater display. So Winchester, Newmarket, Staunton, Lexington, Lynchburg, Burkeville, Drury's Bluff, Fort Monroe. Okay, so Grant takes command north map, shown, boxed, and Grant takes command south map. connections. Interesting. Lots of, okay, charts and tables. Combat chart. Divided into defender's combat value and attacker's combat value. Attacker's die minus defender's die. So opposed die roll combat system. Defender and attacker have their own die roll modifiers. Terrain chart, artillery modifier summary, attack summary. Attack, column of route, hasty, normal, prepared. I like having attack distinctions between different types of attacks. Okay, ratio chart, summary of combat results. So the system, combat system, I guess, produces disorganized fatigue, end action, retreat, route demoralized 2, and advance. Okay. So all of the, okay, yeah, there's the key to the results. Command radius summary, cavalry retreat die roll modifiers, flank attack examples, movement summary, determining a unit's movement allowance in a march action, determining movement allowance in an activate leader action. Roll 1 die, roll 2 dice. Difference, I guess, between Union infantry and Union cavalry. Okay, Confederate 1 die plus 1, 2 dice plus 1 for Confederate infantry and cavalry. And then similarly for, okay, infantry, cavalry, and Sheridan. Sheridan, okay, has his own line. Infantry, cavalry, Stuart, and Hampton. Force march, strategic movement rates. Okay. Leader sickness, strategic events table, random events table. Okay. That's why I was wondering what type of random events are included. Rain, Union command paralysis, Union night march, Confederate command paralysis, rain. Extended march table. And retreat charts. Retreat chart 1. Retreat chart 2. Game ends table. Union must roll greater than number listed below on 2 dice to keep game going. So it looks like you cross-index Union losses with Confederate losses. Okay, so you have automatically continues and automatically ends. Otherwise, in between you have a die roll that the Union player must roll greater than. Interesting. So some variability in game length, sounds like. I always like that. So looks like two sets of charts. Nice. Confederate force display. Okay. Movement track. And a Union force display. So looks like all of the player aids and charts, and then three counter sheets. So these are perfectly functional, but slightly dated looking half-inch counters. We do have the leader portraits, but otherwise, NATO symbol, unit identifier, commander's name, and unit values, game markers. Okay, so fatigue markers, more game markers, org counters, disorg, org, disorg on the back side. Okay, those are the Confederate markers, and then Union markers. Different types of entrenchments and defensive works represented by counters. So those are the three counter sheets that come with the game. So the time scale, okay, daily turns. 2,000 yards per hex, okay, division, brigade, and regiment. Playing time 1 to 24 hours depending on scenario. Now, when I decided that I would be playing this series at some point, I knew I had to get this one, right? The Skirmisher, issue number 1, A Gamer's Guide to the Great Campaigns of the American Civil War. It comes with a small, half-sized counter sheet. Yeah, so the Skirmisher number 1 comes with its own half-sized counter sheet. So this is labeled as standard series rules, new counters, 4 new scenarios, and series replay. So lots of good information that it looks like will expand enjoyment of the system. Stonewall's Last Battle series replay. New scenario for roads to Gettysburg. Okay. Stonewall Jackson's Way. Into the Wilderness, Grant Takes Command. Preview of game number 7. And new scenarios. So this came out in, when did this come out? Alright, it has a 1999 dated ad on the back. Okay, yeah, and then Grant Takes Command came out in 2001, if I remember correctly. 2001? It was 2000. Yeah, 2001. Okay, so this Skirmisher predates Grant Takes Command. So I assume that the series rules, presented in here would be superseded by the rules from Grant Takes Command. Standard series rules. Yeah, so this lists the games in the series up to this point. Stonewall Jackson's Way, 1992. Here Come the Rebels, 1993. Roads to Gettysburg, 1994. Stonewall in the Valley, 1995. Stonewall's Last Battle, 1996. On to Richmond, 1998. And then Grant Takes Command, given early 2000 here, but actually came out in 2001. Strategy information. Yeah, Rebel strat. So, for example, for this SJW scenario number 5, from the Rappahannock to Bull Run, got Rebel strategy, Jackson's Corps, Stewart's Corps, Longstreet's Corps. And then you have Union strategy. Nice, very nice. Gaines Mill, and on to Richmond scenario. McClellan's Opportunity, a look at Union strategy by Forrest Speck. Yeah, so definitely being the wilderness, it's definitely a military history topic that I will look forward to experiencing. A very popular, widely supported game series that will be enjoyable to experience. Definitely looking forward to this, finally getting into this system, finally getting to maneuver at the campaign level, maneuvering forces across these beautiful maps, and getting together with experienced players and really delving deep into the ins and outs of the game design, and lots of scenarios to explore. Always a good thing about these larger series that include a good number of scenarios is lots of historical gaming terrain to explore. Richmond. So much detail on these maps with the old style map drawings. Little Shady Grove Church there, complete with a little drawing of a fence next to the church. Yeah, just very pretty. Named roads, creeks named. That's great, great detail. Old style bluffs, I guess. That's what it looks like to me anyways. Bluffs. Yeah. Nice thing about these types of maps, as opposed to using, I guess, generic kind of sterile icons, although sterile icons can be very useful, but this style of map is evocative of what the ground might have looked like from a aerial view. yeah, definitely evocative of the time as far as the, let's see, like um, I mean, this looks like farming land of this era, or is it at least evocative of that? Um, so like what I'm referring to are, for example, the bridges here. Although really just drawings, instead of a simple icon to show the bridges, these look like hand drawings of period bridges. Yeah, just lots to enjoy in the detail. And then I hope that, as pretty as these maps are, and as detailed as they are, I do hope that they are functional when I actually get to playing that first scenario. We'll see.